is up, football fans? Welcome to the very first mini episode of Third and Long. We're super happy to be bringing this show to you this year. It's been, I would say, a long time in the making, but really not. We kind of just decided that we were going to put this together this year. So appreciate you guys subscribing and joining us here. Without further ado, let's get right into it. First thing I want to talk about here with tonight's season opener is the elephant in the room. Travis Kelce hyperextended his knee Tuesday, has a bone bruise. As far as this morning, it seems like that they're still questionable with him. It's going to be a game time decision, and Coach Reed has told the press that they know that he's a gamer and he's going to want to be out there, and it's going to be similar to the situation last year with Mahomes in the playoffs. It's going to be hard to get. It's going to be hard to get 87 out of the game on his own terms. So, truly, I think it's going to come down to the wire with that. But in my opinion, I just can't see. I can't see why they would risk putting him in and possibly re-aggravating or worsening that injury here in the beginning week, especially when he's going to have 10 days rest afterwards. I feel like it's more of a 60-40, 60% he won't play tonight, but we will see. We know that Kansas City is a completely different team without him on the field, so they would definitely be relying a lot on Patrick Mahomes, and the middle of the field as far as their offense goes would probably not be the place that they're able to attack as much as they usually do. Kyle, tell me what you see on the other side of the ball. What's going on with Detroit heading into this game?
Yeah, so nothing too notable except for the fact that, of course, Jamison Williams is suspended out for the first 6 games of the year. They played a lot of games without him last season, and I think the trend is going to continue. The show's going to go on as normal with Detroit. That's the only noticeable missing piece we got there. Other than that, nothing too bad compared to the Chiefs situation.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that the Lions are going to miss a beat. Jameson Williams didn't really have that huge of an impact coming into the season last year when he did finally arrive. The last time these two teams met up, 4 years ago in Detroit, I believe, the final score was 34-30, Kansas City. Obviously, a completely different Lions team back then. Stafford was still there. Kenny Golladay was still there. So this is going to be a whole new experience for us. The Lions are coming in this season on the hype train. Some people, putting them in the preseason playoff conversation already. So it's going to be interesting to see. I fully expect this to be a good game through and through. Let's move right on to the start 'em and sit 'em for this game. For me, the guy that I'm putting in, if you have a flex spot open, would definitely be Jerick McKinnon. Huge impact to the Chiefs offense last year when he showed up towards the end of the year. As far as just his playmaking ability out of the backfield, 9 touchdowns in the last 5 weeks of the season. So just absolutely incredible playmaking ability. Detroit's defense ranked in the bottom 5 statistically for passing and for rushing last year. So as far as McKinnon being a dual threat running back, I mean, he could feast on either side of the ball. Although he never rushed for more than 53 yards last year, I don't really think that that's going to hinder his ability to get out there and, probably get in the end zone at least once and have somewhere between, 75 and 100 all-purpose yards tonight. What about you, Kyle? What do you got going on?
All right, so who I'm going with when we're starting them, I'm sending it on Jared Goff. I think this is going to be a high-volume game. We're going to get a high score, I'm imagining, from both sides. And Goff is going to try all game long to keep up with Mahomes' pace. And I have the utmost confidence in Jared Goff for this game. So I want to know who you ending it on here.
Yeah, I'm gonna end it on Kadarius Toney, and to preface this for the listeners, our version of Stardom Situm, we like to call it Send It or End It. So for obviously McKinnon was my Send It, and yeah, Kadarius Toney is going to be my End It. Really, you could go with any of the Chiefs receivers going into this game. There's a case for every single one of them to be without fantasy relevance until we see how exactly the Chiefs' offense is going to look this year. They're going into the season with 7 total receivers, and if you've watched them the last few years, outside of having a monumentally game-changing type of receiver in Tyreek Hill, they've been a very spread the wealth type offense. And Kadarius Toney is coming into the season dealing with a partial meniscus tear, and he just hasn't had an impact yet for this team, let alone the NFL. Truly, so he has all of the tools and he has the explosive playmaking ability, but we just haven't seen it translate into real time, real NFL gameplay. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I could be completely wrong there. Obviously, that when Patrick Mahomes is throwing you the ball, anyone on that field is viable to, have a fantasy relevant game. But let's hear it for you. Who are you ending it on today?
So my end it is going to be kind of a controversial one. It's not that I don't think the player's talented or anything. I just don't like his situation for this game. It's David Montgomery. I don't think the Lions are going to be handing the ball off a lot this game. I think, like I said, Goff's going to be airing it out a lot. So David Montgomery, I think he can definitely get some points this game, but it's kind of a risk. He's going to be sharing the backfield, and it's going to be more of the Goff show. So that's why I think I am going to end it on Montgomery. So I want to know what your prediction for this game is going to be, Ben.
Yeah, so I've thought about this one, and really, it's crazy because going into it, there's some questionables for both teams, especially with the Chiefs on both sides of the ball. Not going to have Chris Jones going into this game, so it could be a bit of a shootout tonight. But I'm going to predict it to be, first game of the week, or sorry, first game of the year. There's going to be some jitters going in as usual, and as for the Lions' sake, it's going to be an Arrowhead, so I'm giving the Chiefs an advantage regardless of who's on the field. So I'm going to go 27-24 Kansas City. So I just don't think that the Lions are going to be able to overcome the Mahomes magic and the fact that they have the home field advantage here, Arrowhead, coming off a Super Bowl win. I think it's going to be a tough environment for the Lions to overcome, even though I wouldn't genuinely not be surprised if it does end up going in their favor. What about you?
So I think this game is just going to come down to coaching, honestly. And with respect to Dan Campbell, I like what he's doing in Detroit. Andy Reid is a Hall of Famer coach, and with that said, I think he's going to find a way to squeak out a win here. I think it's going to be 30 Kansas City, 28 Detroit.
Yeah, so right around the same ballpark there. Yeah, no, I think I would be surprised if there's no offense in this game, or even just, to keep it under a total of, it's got to be more than 4 touchdowns total in this game. It's going to be definitely through and through worth watching, and I'm stoked for the season to be here. Stoked for the storylines that the NFL has, developing this year. So, without further ado, thanks for tuning in, guys. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe on all of our pages, Instagram, YouTube, and join us on Patreon. Weekly episodes every Saturday. We'll probably have them uploaded around 3 o'clock Eastern time. Kyle, you got anything else?
No, I expect it to be a great game tonight. Expect some fireworks. Please follow us and like everywhere. Every little bit of support helps. That's all I pretty much got to say.
Perfect. Well, we'll see you guys this Saturday. Thanks for tuning in.